going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 64 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm joined by Dylan. I'm Dave. Let's get into the plugs.
Wow. I think this is the first time I have not introduced myself.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it might. I don't know. I just work here.
I kind of like it. Made me feel a little special. It made me feel like I'm the guest.
What's going on, guys? I'm joined by our wonderful host, Dylan.
Oh, wow. I'm not going to introduce you. You already did all that. Okay,
I'm
plugs.
just the voice.
Yeah, The Voice is a TV show. September 15th. That is this Thursday. We will have a review going up for Wayward Strand. I cannot say any other thing about it because of embargo. But just keep your eye out on that on our YouTube channel. You know what? That's it. That's all we're plugging today. That's it. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh my god, I want to die.
It's a day late. We figured, hey.
And it's $1 short.
No, so many dollars up in the air because
I need some.
There were a lot of digital showcases happening this week.
Fuck me.
We pushed it a day, and we're going to talk about all of it all in one today. And it's like a flashback to like our second episode where we talked all about E3 that year and Summer Game Fest. We're going back to our roots with this one.
It's weird because ever since like everything's been changing and life has just taken the fuck over in such a way that we've just kind of gotten used to the shorter episodes. But it's like I look at the list and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna be up till midnight. And let's bring it all back.
Yep, this is a doozy of an episode. Let's start with Guess the Game. We have an extra one this time because of us being a day later for this episode. So go to guessthe.game. It is basically Wordle for video games with pictures. It's a lot of fun. We both really enjoy it. Compare your scores to ours, and let's go through the weeks. Dave, let's start with September 6th, number 115. It was Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. That took me 5 tries.
That also took me 5 tries. But it's better than what happened on the 7th, which was Quake. I fucking squelched.
I squelched hard, too. I kept guessing all these Wolfenstein games because I thought it was that or Doom.
Yeah, I was thinking Doom, too. I was like, is it Doom 64? It's got to be something. And, like, Quake is just so low on that, notoriety list that I'm just like, I don't even remember Quake's a thing anymore.
I was guessing like Doom and Wolfenstein, like the obscure ones before Quake even came into my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I squelched and I saw it, I was like, oh, of course that game of course.
Let me just rewind time a few minutes and let me get this.
On the 8th, number 117, it was the Talos Principle. I squelched.
That took me 6 tries.
So
the thing that threw me off was it said that initial release was PC, and I'm so used to the PS4 version.
I knew what the game was because my brother had played it too and really liked it. I was looking, I was like, I know what this fucking game is, but if I just straight up asked him like, hey, what was that puzzle game you played with like the laser? Like, it would just be cheating.
Oh, we'd have to come up with a brand new word for cheating.
Oh, God, there's a spider crawling up right in front of my screen. Oh, man, this is the worst day ever.
Oh, if only I was back with you. I could kill it and save you.
You could. I'm going to have to be my own hero. Ka-cha! I killed it.
It's like the fucking hand from Smash Bros. Just came in.
Were you able to see it on the camera? Not the viewers, right? Viewers.
Not the spider. All I saw was just the hand going.
Oh, okay. Well, I killed it. Anyway, what was the next one?
After that, the 9th, we had the Stanley Parable. I got that on the first try.
That took me 2 tries.
Sometimes you just look at it and it's like, let me just guess in the dark and just, all right,
yeah,
cool.
There's just, sometimes you feel that vibe and you're like, this kind of feels like it would be that, and then boom.
Which happens to me coming up soon, which that threw me off.
On the 10th, number 119, it was Fez. I squelched because while I've heard of the game Fez, I've never actually seen what it looks like.
That took me 3 tries. I've seen pictures here and there, but the pictures they show were like, this is Fez? Like, I'll try it, but it doesn't feel like it is.
Well, it was.
After that, on the 11th, was Amnesia, The Dark Descent. That took me 5.
I
I'm not
got
an amnesia
that.
person.
I'm not either. I got in a whopping 1 try because something about it's just, I don't know. Like you said with the Stanley Parable, I felt amnesia vibes, and I have noticed with Guess the Game when you like type in like, so I typed in amnesia, if it's usually like that first one that pops up.
Yeah. I wonder if it does the thing where similar to Google, where it's like, here are the most frequently searched ones pop up first, where it's like, or the most
Maybe, yeah.
clicked. I don't know.
But that's, yeah, I got kind of lucky with it. After that, on the 12th, number 121 was Professor Layton and the Curious Village. On the second one, well, it took me 2 tries.
That took me 1.
And that was one of those where it's same type of deal. Once I saw the second one, I was like, this looks like Professor Layton art. I just went with the first one that came up, and that was a 1.
This was me with the shot in the dark. I looked at it, and for some reason, my brain just said Professor Layton, and I'm just like, where do you fucking get that from? Like,
Yeah,
Dylan's played 1 game, and was it even this one?
No.
You've played 1 Professor Layton game in front of me, and all like that. For some reason, it just like that feels right, and it worked. So I said, "Fuck it."
It's surprising you got it because I've played 2 in total of the Professor Layton games. I don't know what you did. I don't know.
It's like the
Sorcerer.
subconscious just knows. It's like, "Hey, Professor
Yeah.
Layton." I'm like, "Where the fuck did you get that from? Like, where'd you clear the dust off and find that?" But it was right. It was one of those like, let me just pick the first one and pray.
No, it wasn't Prey.
Oh god, I wish it was Prey. But as of today, on the 13th, number 122, it was Half-Life 2. Took me 5 tries.
Also took me 5 tries. We both agree that first picture of the food looked. My first guess was like an old Final Fantasy game. It looked like old.
To be honest, my first guess was the original Yakuza. Something about that, like it looked like soy sauce in the food. I'm like, there's a lot of food in Yakuza. Let me just guess. Let me try.
That's not a bad guess.
Yeah. But we ended up with Dylan having 36 and me with 33.
I've done been had. Our trend continues of just swapping back and forth.
Back and forth. We'll get a succession of or like a 2 points on a 1 person situation at one point.
That I understood what you said, but it doesn't. Dave, you played a lot of games this week, a lot more than I have.
I've been busy. I've been working on it.
I see that.
Let's start off with Escape Academy. I ended up finishing it. This was, oh man, I'm still, even more so now, I'm frustrated that we couldn't get a code for it, or we never ended up receiving it, because, oh god, would I love to come out with a review of this game. It was fantastic. Very, very cartoony and quirky at points, but still just so good. Remember how I was mentioning there was a rival?
Yes.
So it literally is, oh, I'm also one of the best students. Like, I'm going to kick your ass and blah, blah, blah. Once you go and do one of the missions, you end up breaking out one of the old professors. His name is Eel. He's a very, like...
break him out.
He's a very, like, rough and tumble, badass kind of dude. Eye patch, shit, whatever. Like, he's the badass. And he runs the rival room, which you go off against this NPC, like going through like a track, almost like a Wipeout track in a way. Like you're following your colored lines and you're solving puzzles as you're going up until the final piece where you're both on either side of it. And I don't know exactly how it works, because it's like, oh, she'll get ahead, I'll get ahead and whatnot. But I ended up doing it. I'm a little frustrated because the first part of that final piece of the puzzle, it was so obvious and it took me forever to figure out, but the rest of them were easy.
That happens.
That room was a lot of fun, and I was waiting for that. I don't want to go into story spoilers, because after the rival room, shit really goes crazy and cranks up to the point where I'm looking at the TV, I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? But I end up playing and getting through the final boss. It felt very Portal-like, where I'm running around solving puzzles, and like there's just like there's so much happening, and I'm trying to take this one person out because there's a bad guy. But for the most part, with the entire game, I barely needed any hints or like had to look something up, although some things were slightly confusing as they were meant to be. I feel like some things are just placed there and it's like, oh, I needed to use that. Like, where the fuck am I going to find this? And it's like, oh, it's right in clear day, but like it doesn't look like you can touch it, sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Um, but God, this game is so good. It's cool too. By the end of it, you see your room gets like really decorated with all like little knickknacks and stuff that you
Oh,
acquire
that's
from each of
cool.
the
I like
puzzles,
that
and you
stuff.
have your little case with all your badges in it. And once you graduate and complete, you get like the big middle part that completes it. And oh, it's so pretty. I took a screenshot of it. Like that's something I want a physical of, like really bad, of like having all those badges. I am a big fan of Escape Academy. I'm giving it an 8.
All right, that's a good score.
Like I want more. Like when I think about it, there's some little types of games, mainly puzzle games. I love puzzle games. But like there's few that come out where I'm like, "Oh, this is the hitting the perfect sense of like satisfaction and slight challenge, but also just like let me just turn my brain off and have fun." There's Glass Masquerade, and then I feel like this. Like, give me 6 more of these games. Like,
Six more.
give me the next semester, give me the next like year, like give me year 2 of Escape Academy, and like stuff goes down. Like, I want more.
Okay, well, that sounds cool. That is one of the games I'm going to definitely play before Game of the Year shit.
I definitely recommend it. I had a great time with it, but I'm
All
also
right,
very big into puzzle games. So,
all right. What's the next one, Dave?
I feel like I was a little late to it, but I did finally start Midnight Fight Express because it was on Game Pass. I it's I was in a certain mood for a certain type of game, and I was just kind of looking at like I've been just kind of looking around for like something third person to just fuck around, have fun with. This game just right off the bat is just like, all right, let's just go beat the shit out of some people. From what I gather of the story, I feel like you've been set up or framed for something, and like shit's not going your way, and you have this like voice telling you like, "Hey, let's go figure this out," and you're just basically thrown in, and then you're just going room to room, just beating people up. Uh, they have
Sometimes that's all you
weapons.
need for the story.
'Cause, I mean, honestly, like you could do the same thing with Yakuza and just be like, "Hey, just beat these people up," and I'd be like, "Yeah, let me do that for like 30 hours." Like, I'm glad to do that. But you are thrown in, just going room to room, clearing each room before you can continue. The levels are really short, like only a few minutes each, at least at first. I assume that they get more difficult as time goes on. But as people are coming in, some of them have weapons, which you have to worry about. And then once you take them out, you can just pick those weapons up and start using them on people. But they do have like a degradation meter, so they don't last forever. Another one is they have guns too, which you could just walk around almost like a twin stick shooter once you have a gun, and then just shoot people until the thing runs out, and you just keep going.
This sounds like I was just trying to think of it. Mr. Shifty, I think was the name of the game.
Mr. Shifty. That
Yes,
sounds kind of familiar.
Mr. Shifty. I played that a few years ago. Sounds similar to that. I really enjoyed that game. Anyway,
The
sorry.
Yeah, the combat with everything is very just fluid and fun. Once you get into the mix of just like there's a few guys, you're throwing left hooks, right hooks, you got a weapon. There's like a dodge counter meter, not a meter, but like an icon that pops up so you can counter people. Almost that like classic Arkham style fighting in a way, but more of a challenge to it. And then it starts getting a lot more fluid where you can use environmental and just like objects. So like there'll be a chair, and in the middle of running, I could just take that chair, throw it at somebody, continue running, and then just start beating them up. And like they're so stunned, and I could go and pick up another chair, throw it at somebody else. As long as that room's full of chairs, I'm using them. Like as long as people are still standing, I'm throwing chairs at them.
That sounds
I've
like fun.
Oh yeah, I've only played the first 2 levels of it so far, but it feels like another one of those games where it's like it's nice to just like sit back and just like run around and just beat some people up.
That's all you got to do sometimes.
Yeah,
I, I,
I assume it gets harder. I assume things get more challenging. I assume there's also bosses and whatnot,
I would think so.
but I'm only very early. I've just been kind of dabbling in a whole bunch of things at the moment. and in the middle of dabbling, realizing that I have like 4 other games that I started, and I do not know when I'm going to get back to them.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, don't even.
I saw an article about As Dusk Falls, and I was like, yeah, I only played the first chapter. Fuck, I only played the first
Yeah.
chapter. Like, what?
I have quite a few games like that. I actually, I'll just throw this in here. I've decided I'm gonna publicly shame these games. I have decided 4 games to put down and not go back to.
Ooh, I want to hear each one.
I'll go from smallest to biggest.
Okay.
Gwent Rogue Mage.
Completely understandable.
I had my fun with it. I don't need to grind out those maps, and like I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Weird West.
Understandable. That's still one I want to try.
It's cool, but I've been away from it for so long at this point that the thought of going back into it was just kind of like, I don't really want to anymore.
I get you.
Tunic.
Yeah. That's a certain level of frustration that you don't necessarily want to dabble in from time to time.
And I had my thing with like, I know people are gonna be mad at me because people love Tunic, but I got really lost for a while, and it's the type of thing that like it just kind of pissed me off. It made it hard. It makes it hard to go back to. Even though
the thing for me with Tunic was I had an amazing time with the demo, but when you play those games, like same thing with the Sable demo, you already put like 2-3 hours of your time into it. I don't really want to put the same 2-3 hours in. And I think I played the demo, and then Death's Door came out, so I was like, I already got my fix with Death's Door. I don't like. I'm good now.
I definitely was hooked more with Death's Door than I ended up with Tunic.
Yeah.
And the big one for the end is that I have tried going back to it a few times. Horizon Forbidden West is just not happening.
It wasn't until like the last second I'm like, is he gonna say Horizon?
I've tried the last few weeks.
Hard.
I've picked it up a few times, and like, it's certainly not a bad game. I'm just fucking bored playing it.
I need to go as far as I can when I have the time with that game, because that's not one that I'm ready to put down yet. Same with Dying Light 2. But agreed, there's just something. There's something about these games that came out that were supposed to be like part of the, oh my god, this actually came out.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like slime on my skin.
Yeah, like that's an interesting way of wording it, but
I need to take a shower.
Yeah, I don't know. I really liked Zero Dawn, and something, I don't know what it is, something about Forbidden West, like, I don't know if it's just that style of open world I'm just done with now, and it's just, I don't know. It just, I've tried a few times going back, and it's not that I dislike it, I'm just not having fun. And Aloy is really something about her in the second one. She's just an asshole to everyone.
She's a dick. She's a huge dick at first. Like as far as I've gone, why is she such an asshole?
Oh, there's a huge cricket spider thing.
Bro, what is happening?
It's a sign of today. I don't know.
You got bugs everywhere. I'm trying to get drunk over here. Like, what's going on tonight?
What were we saying? Oh yeah, Aloy. There was even a side quest where like, I don't know, it was just someone that was like, wasn't even doing anything that bad, and she was just like, typical. That's always like this with you people. It's like, what? Aloy?
The one story section where the fucking people come in and start murdering other people who she was trying to help but arguing with at the same time, and then they died and she didn't give a shit, and she's like, well, whatever, I gotta get out there, man.
That whole section, she just kind of sat there and watched everyone die, and then was like, oh, okay, I could run out and fight everyone now. She didn't try to save anyone.
That pissed me off. And I feel like it's another thing too, like as time goes on, I'm caring less and less about the other characters too. Like, what is his name? Emrund?
Yeah, like even him, like in Zero Dawn, I was like, yeah, this is a cool side character, and now in this, I was just like, I don't care.
I don't know what it is, but I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I don't know. And I whatever. It's done. Anyway, let's talk about a game I started. RPG time, The Legend of Wright. Do you remember this? It was shown off at one of these events.
I don't know. There's so many of these like RPG Maker, RPG Summit. You throw RPG in the title, you already like get thrown in with the rest of those.
It's a okay. You're in school as like a child.
I am in school as an adult.
You are in child school, and this one kid, Kenta, is like, "Hey, check out this game I made. I want to make like video games, so I made this like tabletop video game." And it's just like everything is made from like paper, like shit he like drew in his notebook, or cardboard. Then the things like tied or taped or stapled together. Like that is the entire game, and it's mostly in this sketchbook he has, and everything is just like it's white with just like the pencil like scribbled in to like draw everything. So like that's how everything is. And you move around like your little pencil dude. Like it's more detailed than I'm describing. Like it's not just like a stick figure. Like it's a well-ly drawn character. And he just moves like when you move, it's just like the pencil drawing walking across the page. So I don't know how that would translate exactly in the whole tabletop thing, but it's basically each page has its own puzzle or mini game that you have to do to progress. And so far each one has been pretty different from the last, to where it's like in this one it's a turn-based boss fight, and then all of a sudden the next page you're playing baseball and you have to time like hitting the balls back at this tank. And then the next page you're playing like an old Game Boy retro game that he made with like a fake Game Boy, and it's just each thing is a new thing. And this really, it's the style of this game more than anything, that and just a different mini game every time.
Interesting.
There's ninjas to find, mini ninjas that are like little hidden drawn little mini ninjas that you have to like find on each page. There's one on each page, and
I never played that game.
Was that is Ninjas an actual game?
No, 360 Mini Ninjas. It is a real game.
Oh, that okay. The thing that I think is not great to me is okay. So think of, I know you haven't played, but you know how in D&D like there's a DM that will like voice every character or like describe everything in the world to you or how things work.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of what Kenta is essentially with this game. He's like always there with you and like explaining things, but it is like a constant speech bubble in the top right corner that I'm constantly having to like go back to like, oh, I got to stop and read up there now, and then go back and stop and read and then get back to the game and stop and read. That like, I feel like it really would have benefited from having voice acting.
Yeah.
Cause the screen already has a lot going on as it is. Because there is like the notebook I'm talking about, but then all around that is like a pretty decently sized UI, which is just like it's the table with like some knickknacks that he made for like, oh, here's your character with its health that he made out of like those little bead things, you know, like the little bead character things that people make.
Yeah.
Like it's shit like that. That's already kind of a lot on the screen, and the constant speech bubble is like, it's either all right, dude, shut up or have voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it. Anyone listening should look up like the style of it, because I feel like I made it sound simpler than it actually is, because it looks very cool. It's very detailed, and there are plenty of things that like, as he shows you like a new thing that he made, it's like, oh, that is a huge spider. Oh my god, it's huge.
Bro, what is happening to you?
It's a big spider, and I'm not happy about it.
You gotta get out this fucking music studio.
Anyway, RPG time, The Legend of Wright. It's a lot of fun, but with some quirks to it. But I'm definitely gonna keep playing it. I'm really enjoying it. Oh my god, Dave! It's big. It's really. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of it to send to you. It's large.
Go get Sunny to bite it.
Sunny cannot come down here.
Sunny's not allowed.
No, he's a puppy. He can't even really do stairs.
Oh, I can do stairs.
I sent you a picture.
All right, let me look at this picture.
It's big. Look at it compared to like the keyboard keys next to it.
Can you just go kill it?
No, I don't want to go near that thing. What am I going to kill it with?
Do I gotta drive 3 hours to come kill a fucking spider?
Oh my god, it's crawling.
Just don't look at it.
What do I kill it with? I don't have anything. All right, talk to me about games, and I'm just gonna watch it cautiously and hope it doesn't crawl into the ceiling above me and then drop down onto my head.
Okay, have fun with that. So, in the interim, while waiting for other things, I said fuck it, and I was just kind of going through Game Pass, and I downloaded Snakeybus. I'm a liar. It wasn't on Game Pass. It was on sale. I bought it for like $5.
Filthy liar.
I know. I got it for like $5 because I was like, you know what? I kind of wanted to play this. Like, this just seemed like fun. And based off the trailers, it's exactly what the fuck it is. It is just Snake, but a 3D version, and you're a bus. Granted, once you get enough points, there's
buses don't bend in the way Snake does.
I'm getting there.
Okay, all right.
Jesus fucking Christ. So, granted, there are different skins for the buses you can get, but you load into a level, there's a bunch of different levels, and you go around starting with, I think, either 1 or 2 car section, and as you go through, you have like a limit of how many passengers you can pick up. Those would be like the little things you would gain in like the regular Snake map, and then the piece that you would eat to give you an extra length is the part where you drop off the passengers in the map. And depending on the map, that location can change. So you'll be driving around picking up passengers, you reach your limit, you got to go drop them off, and that'll add on to how long you get. And the maps can be more, they can get larger as it goes on, but still very confusing with the turns and just where you can and can't go, to the point where if you hit yourself, it's not like an immediate game over. You have to not move for like 2 or 3 seconds and then it's over. But you also have this like charged rocket powered jump ability where like you hold down the left bumper and it like uses rockets to like lift you up so you can go over the line you've created, and the cars will follow that path that you take. So like if you do like a jump and then another
jump,
to
kill the spider. I can't
go kill it. I'll keep talking. Go. So as you do those jumps, so say like you jump over your section that you is part of you, it'll continue to follow that. So I'll go around, I'll do a few jumps and try to clear up some of the space so that I'm not getting constantly having to turn or like getting stuck in between other parts of me that are going on. But once you go and you drop them off, you just keep going. And the whole point, there's not like he's dying. There's not like a thing you really have to reach or like an objective. It's just you're playing Snake, you see what your high score is, you see how long you can get, and then it's over. So I think at the moment my high score is 278 on Museum, which is a very easy map. It's easier, but it's the most fun. It's the most just go around and just get whatever you need. It's the easiest to build up your score, but it's one of those where I can just go back to it and just let my mind go and just say fuck off for like an hour, or like, hey, I'm in between this game, or I have 10-15 minutes, let me just fuck around and play some Snakeybus. And with, I think, the hour and a half that I ended up playing, I got enough points to unlock every single level and all the skins for the buses.
What is listen, I missed some of that. I killed the spider. It is
good.
There is a large squish spider on the wall now.
Good.
What is a bus skin? Is it like school bus and then
That is the first one you unlock as a school bus.
What other city bus? I don't know, trolley?
So you start off with the transit bus, which is the general. Then you get the school bus. Then there's the party bus, which is like a
Hey.
rainbowy bus. After that is the cluster truck, because I'm pretty sure it's by the same people who made Cluster Truck, so you can play as a cluster truck.
I don't know
Uh,
what that is.
it was another difficult game. And then I believe is the dragon, and finally the double decker.
Now, when you say dragon,
It's just like, think of like Chinese parade where they have like the dragons going, but
oh, okay.
think of the front section of the dragon, like chop his neck off, put some wheels
Oh.
under him, and with
Jeez.
inside of his mouth put the steering wheel, and you're looking out of his mouth as you're driving.
Excuse me, that was very rude.
As you're looking around for more bugs.
Listen, that dead spider on the wall it's fucking. This is the worst night of my life.
I don't know about that.
All right, Dave, I'm gonna fully focus now. Spider is dead. I'm gonna look right
Good.
at you. Tell me about this surprise game I've been hearing about all week.
So, I was playing Snakeybus in order to like just like pass time, because it's like, oh, I have to go to work. Let me just fuck around and play this, or I was doing something. But there's been a little game that I have been excited about, but I didn't realize how much it would hook into me until I played it. And for a little bit, I was even debating on whether or not I should buy it.
Have I played this game?
No.
Do I know this game?
Yes.
Spit it out.
About me Steelrising.
Oh, okay. This is the spiders? Is that the those people?
The Greedfall people.
Yeah.
This is their Souls-like mech French Revolution steampunk game. And oh my god. It finally clicked. I get it. I get these Souls-like games. I understand. Like it took all these years and all these different games, but it finally clicked. I am fucking killing it in this game.
All right, Elden Ring is next.
Literally though, like after playing this, I want to go back to Bloodborne and the other ones, and like with this thing finally clicking for me, like I want to try again. Like I don't know, I think the big thing was the style of it. Like first off, it's coming from the Greedfall people. I think Greedfall is an absolute fucking gem that came out that not enough people played. The steampunk shit, I love. You're playing as like an automaton, like everything about it just had this cool essence. So it's like, all right, you're drawing me in more and more. But it's like, oh yeah, it's a Souls-like. I'm like, oh, I'm slithering back a little bit. I don't know about this. Starting off, you are Aegis, who is the queen's specific automaton, who only answers to the queen. You, by knowledge, are the only automat with like feelings and almost sentience. So you just kind of go, and the queen's like, hey, there's a lot of shit going on. I think the king's fucking people over. I want to know what happened to my son. You know, hey, you want to go figure everything
like a
out?
Good marriage.
They got a lot of problems going on. I'm just here to fix them and clean it up. So I'm thrown out in France, just chilling, walking around.
Thrown out into France.
I'm just walking around in France. I'm trying to figure shit out. I gotta go talk to a bunch of people. I gotta talk to Monsieur Vaucasson.
That sounds French.
Dude, okay, I will say the story is really hard to follow because they're all French people from the 1780s. And, oh, Monsignor de Vaucasson, and this is happening. I'm just like, what the fuck? Just, what? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Are you using subtitles?
Yeah, and I still don't fucking get it. Like, There's so many people, and half of the fucking subtitle is the person's name that like they're addressing, and I'm just like, I don't know. Everyone's a Monsignor. Everyone's important. The king, the king's doing something bad. He is somehow controlling all the automats to like fuck shit up and taking all the people who are trying to go against him and literally locking them up in these like essence chambers, coffins, where it's not like a cryogenic chamber, it's more of like a coffin with like an essence chamber, like kind of keeping them alive and just like in wait.
I mean, that sounds like some king shit. Kings do that
Yeah.
shit.
Even like the people who are helping the Kim, he's like, all right, lock them up. And then the last thing these people see is a giant fucking automat like walking up to them and just like pulling them away of whatever's happening. Uh, the biggest issue I have so far with everything going on, besides the story that I can't fucking tell, is it. When I look at this game, my brain immediately thinks of Bloodborne because of the setting and just how similar things look. God, this game is dark even with the brightness turned up, and fuck me, am I getting turned around at so many different sections. I'm going through, there's no mini map. When you look at the map of Paris, it's just kind of like a generalistic, like you see the different hubs you can go to that are each their own maps, but you don't actually get a map of the hub that you're in. The closest
Okay.
you get
Is it like you're playing through a level, or is it like, no, this hub is like, go out and explore this whole thing?
pretty much it's this whole section. Go out and explore. You may or may not have something that you have to like a main mission to do here. And it's like a obviously as they do their Metroidvanias, you got to go around to unlock this door so you can come back, and you can't do this. You might have to come back to this section once you beat this dude. There you have the tool. You can come back here and use that, and then explore other places.
Yeah, without a map, that sounds like it would be confusing.
You do get a compass, which it mainly works towards the. There's no like icons to where you're supposed to be going. It's either like, oh, it's nearby, or if you have the compass, you can use the compass like in your inventory or like in your hand, and it'll show the icon of like where you're supposed to be going. There is an assist mode, which does make the game easier, which apparently has those icons up basically at all times, and not necessarily helps with the difficulty of like the combat, but does make things easier in a sense. I am not using that,
Wow, look at you. Put it on your big boy
right?
pants.
There's no difficulty slider. There isn't in the assist mode, but I'm not doing any of it. I'm just fucking jumping in and trying my best. And oh, I'm having so much fucking fun. So you have all these regular enemies, and I feel like with when it comes to the Souls games, I don't know if this is the first one that's really just clicked with me, or if this one is just generally easier. There are the big bosses of the game. They're called Titans. I have taken the first 3 Titans out of my first try.
Hmm.
I know you're thinking that because I'm
Mm,
bad at these games.
I'm
Now, I will also
thinking.
say I spent the entire first 2 hours of the game grinding to level up so that I'm at a better situation when I go up against these guys. But compared to some of the other Souls-like games that I've seen or played, either it just didn't click or it's much easier for me to recognize their patterns of what attacks they're going to use.
So that is really that makes me wonder, like, these boss fights compare to like an actual From Software boss fight,
They're definitely
because
not going to be as smooth. I feel like comparatively, these reuse a lot of the same attacks. So I'm just like, this is a choreographed dance that is less fluid. And I'm like, all right, I know you're going to go for a 2 swing here. Let me dodge. This should give me enough time before your other attack to let me do maybe 2 light attacks or 1 heavy and a light if I'm lucky. And then I'll back away. I'll wait. Oh, you're doing this attack, and I'll move and I'll go through the same thing again.
so the thing with the From Software games is that, like, the boss's difficulty, like, yeah, obviously, like, they hit you and it does a lot of damage, but really the difficulty is like finding their attack pattern. But
Yeah.
the reason you usually won't do it on one try is not only like trying to hone in on that attack pattern, is that there's usually 2 or 3 phases to each boss where everything completely changes.
See, it doesn't. It's definitely not that drastic. With some of these Titans, there are phases where like they won't get a whole their health bar won't refill up. They won't change their look dramatically. So there's one I'll talk about the Alchemist, for example. He's actually the most recent Titan that I defeated. He uses electricity, frost, and fire damage. But like at first, he's only just kind of hitting you. Then, as part of the battle goes on, you see his right arm. He's now got lightning on there. About halfway through the battle, his back now there's a giant. His little chimney thing on his back is now shooting fire. And then as the battle closes on more, his left arm is all frost now. So he's just sending different attacks by the end of the battle. But still, excuse me. Still, overall,
We're
it
both
it
rude
didn't
tonight.
it didn't feel that hard. I'm putting all of my levels, like all of my essence. That's the souls in this game. This anima
Okay.
essence. I'm putting all that into power and um, health. I'm throwing a little bit into like the endurance to like give me more stamina, but most of it is in health and strength. There's like and I apparently they're in Bloodborne, but there are items. They're called oil vials, where you take it and then it gives you like 20 seconds of slow health regeneration.
Oh, yes.
So I've been using a bunch of those. The actual Estus flasks, they're called Burets, which is like an oil bure. You're kind of like oiling yourself to like heal. Those I
Sure.
have 4 of at the moment. I try not to use those, and like the bonfires, they're called Vestals, which are actually pretty cool. It's like a statue, and then you lift its hand, and this whole thing rises out of the ground, and it's like a little chamber for you to sit down in and like get upgrades.
That sounds cool.
It's really cool. Like I said, my biggest issue is traversal so far, and just completely getting turned around as you're going through the levels. In order to um get said person out of their essence coffin by the Titan, you need to find all 3 echoes throughout the map, which you'll come across, and it's like these memories, and you're viewing the situations that the people were put in, like leading up to being stuck in the coffin, and like why they were put in the coffin by the king. So
Okay.
if you miss one of those, you're not just going to know where it is. You just got to either look it up or just keep running to find it. It's somewhere like on the ground or on the table. It's somewhere in the map.
So that kind of ties into like the traversal struggles of having to find shit
Yeah.
like that.
Because it ended up in my second Titan fight. I ended up defeating them, and then I walked over to the coffin, and it's like, you didn't find all the echoes. And I'm like, what? So I had to go run around the map. I ended up looking up a walkthrough because I wasn't spending all this time just running in circles. So I found the final echo and I went back to him. I was like, all right, good. Luckily, with the third Titan, I found all the echoes leading up to it. But still, in certain situations, the map and like the buildings, they can be so large and some parts are so similar where I'll look at it and I'll be on the other side of the building, but I'll think I'm on the side that I'm not on.
What?
I a building can look exactly the same on the left and the right side on the outside, and I'll be on the right side, but the way it looks, I'll think I'm on the left side.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like everything's too similar. Where do I go? Half of like getting through the corridors are finding some random lit open window and like getting up there and climbing through to the other side, like Assassin's Creed Unity style, and getting out into the other alleyway instead of like just let me walk through. Like I have to climb up this building, go through, and then come down, and that's my way.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that there'd be like that type of traversal.
Yeah, there's little tools you can get as time goes on. Uh, I have the grapple at the moment, and I have um a dash ability, and I just got something else. What did I just get? Oh, I got the tool that lets me break down the little doors that are all over the map. So like I'd have to go back to the first couple of sections in order to get whatever's behind there, because I didn't get the tool to open those until just now, like 11 hours in.
Okay, so it really is like a Metroidvania too.
Yeah. So I probably will end up going back and looking around, but at the moment I'm on like a nice steady pace where I'm not necessarily doing all the side quests and stuff, but I'm going to every corner of the map pretty much. Trying to and I try to I don't know why I did this, but the little wisps of the items that are all around the ground, my brain, I just started associating them and calling them toys. So like I'm running around the map and
Why?
I don't know, but like I get excited. Like I walk around and I see an item on the ground, I see a little wisp and I go, "Oh, a toy." And I run over and I grab it. Like it's just pulling me further into like
That
keep
doesn't
playing.
sound like a toy.
It's not. I'm trying to Pavlovian myself to like get more excited when I find an item. I'm like, "Oh, look, a toy. Let me go get it." Like, I don't know, man. But I've
Just
gotten a lot
picturing
of toys.
this like mech dude running around just
It's a woman.
this mech woman just running around like, oh, a toy. It's just like Woody from Toy Story.
Literally, hello, I am Aegis. Like she's very
Oh, does she
robotic.
talk like very robotic like that?
Oh, absolutely. Dude, this is
So
1786.
like
What do you
no emotion,
expect?
just running up. Oh,
Like,
a
I mean,
toy. I am
um,
excited. Woody
most of
from
the
Toy Story.
most of the people you meet are very confused by your existence, and one dude at one point was just like, "How? Like, how? Like, how?" And you're just like, "I'm looking for Master Monsignor Volcasant," and he's like, you gotta find this other dude first."
Just accepts it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. It's like, well, who are you under? I only serve the queen.
So she sounds very robotic.
She is, but it's fine. Like it all works. I like the voice acting. The cutscenes, they definitely looks like late 360 era at points. Like
Greedfall did too, though.
Greedfall would make more sense too, but definitely like the cutscenes, they're not pre-rendered, but they really don't look as good. But like the rest of the game when you're playing it, it's like, yeah, this is fine. I like this.
I'm okay with games not always looking like, the next AAA thing.
Yeah. The story is definitely not the most important thing here, and not like it is nice though, because from what people are saying, this is a Souls-like game with like a story. You're doing missions, you're completing things, you're going place to place. It's not necessarily just like figure it out.
Does it have the dialogue options that like Greedfall did?
Not necessarily. It's more of like you exhaust the dialogue.
Okay.
So it's like, here's 3 things to talk about. I'm gonna talk about them all. Like,
So it's not trying to be like a Dragon Age Mass Effect type deal.
no, it's just, hey, you like fighting steamy boys? We got a bunch of that.
Sure. Steamy boys.
But I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm 11 hours in. I don't want to put this game down. I'm having so much fun with it. And it's just, it finally clicked. And I want to go to the other games. I want to go to Elden Ring. I want to go to the other Dark Souls. I want to see it. I want to see if I can do it now.
Bosses on one try.
I won't, but like I feel so much better about it.
There's definitely a mindset you have to be in for this type of game, and maybe you've discovered that mindset now.
Maybe. Or this one is just a very easy version of these games because I'm loving it. Maybe. Watch me just hop into like Dark Souls 1 and be like, I hate it! These games are garbage!
Dark Souls 1 is definitely not the one I would jump into.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go back to 2.
You gotta do Bloodborne.
I gotta restart Bloodborne for like, I don't fucking know, the 5th time now, and just really start over and just see what I can do.
Sekiro's also really good, but it's definitely its own beast.
I know. I've played a bit of Sekiro. It is definitely different. And especially in that one, the timing, that pisses me off.
That is all that game is timing.
Oh god, it pisses me off. This game definitely is a lot more lenient with time, but still will throw things at you where it's like, I don't know.
All right. Shall we
That's
move
Steel
on
Rising.
to the first of 4 showcases now that we're done with games?
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, it's
God,
just
so rude.
whatever, man.
It started with the
I didn't even
Disney.
watch this one.
You didn't miss a lot. There were some cool things here, but overall you didn't miss a lot. The first ever Disney and Marvel game showcase, which I kind of feel like didn't have to happen. If you didn't watch it, do you want me to like blast through this for you?
Yeah, although I did hear about the first game, and that excites me.
Yeah, so they didn't really show anything about it, just like a title screen for Tron Identity. I did see something at some point afterwards. I don't remember where it's like it's some sort of like detective mystery game.
I love Tron. Give me more Tron.
All we got was the title. So a Tron game is happening.
Awesome.
The next one, which I'm actually pretty excited for, Illusion Island. It's coming in 2023. It is a co-op puzzle platformer. You can play solo or with other people with Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald, or Goofy. It will be a Switch exclusive coming next year. It looked like fun though. I like me some platformers. Midnight Suns was after December 2nd. Did we know that? Did we know December 2nd, or is that the new release date?
I don't know.
I can't remember. There's too much to keep track of. Anyway, December 2nd, 2022 is the release date, and they announced that they're getting these like animated prequel shorts for all the characters beforehand, and the first one is soon, maybe October.
Okay. Oh, we're just doing Overwatch now.
Sure, yeah. But it looked like it was like it almost looked like DC animated stuff.
Oh,
Like that type of deal.
I like that.
After that, Strike Force. It's a mobile game. Red Hulk is in it now. It's out now.
Yeah, fucking skip. Go, go, go!
All right, let's do another mobile Marvel game, Marvel Snap. It is a card game with the cringiest voiceover for that thing. That's coming on October 18th.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
What? Are you Snap? Are you being Thanos? Is that what's going on?
God, you're a fucking idiot. You're a dumbass. Yes.
Well, I had it. I did it. I had it right. I got that one.
Good, good, good.
They showed some gameplay for Aliens Dark Descent after that. It is very much so like one of those top-down tactical type deals.
Why was that there? Does Disney own Alien now?
So that was also my reaction was, does Disney own the Aliens franchise?
And like, I'm looking at some of the other things on this list. Why the fuck are some of the other things here? Like,
So we'll get there. So
yeah.
Aliens Dark Descent, console and PC coming in 2023. Then did I miss this? Does Disney own Avatar?
I don't know.
They must, because like they showed it was nothing new. They were just like, yeah, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is still happening. And like they talked about it a little bit, but they didn't show anything new. It was more of that.
Yeah.
After that, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is adding a lot more characters. They talked about a bunch of character packs. And
is
then
500 not enough?
No. This holiday, there's going to be the Galactic Edition, which is going to come with even more characters. And I don't know. It was a lot. They said like 13 character packs or something.
I still got to play it. I still really want to play it.
Yeah, it's at this point, it's one of those where it's like, I want to play it, but will I get to it this year? I don't know. Return to Monkey Island. I guess with the tie-in with LucasArts, that's why this is here. September 19th, that is coming. Do you know this old game Gargoyles?
I know the show Gargoyles.
Okay, it's because they were compared to like, yeah, Disney is they brought back the Lion King game, the Aladdin game. Now it's Gargoyles remastered. I don't
Gargoyles was a great show.
Well, there was a game, and it's now being remastered.
Okie dokie.
Disney Mirrorverse. I think this is also a mobile thing.
I'm so sick of mobile shit.
this October, it's updating with like, I don't know, spookiness, and there's the villains, and it seems like you maybe played as the villains, but then maybe not. I couldn't tell. It was all like a CGI, not CGI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, then they announced Disney Speedstorm, which is Mario Kart, but Disney. They were really leaning heavily on the Monsters Inc. side of this, with the whole Monsters Inc. course, with all like the doors everywhere and stuff. Like, it looked cool, but really, if I'm gonna play one of these games, I'm just gonna play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Dreamlight Valley. I want to play Dreamlight Valley. I think there's gonna be a Toy Story update coming this fall where you shrink and you're in Andy's room with Woody
Is
and
this that
Buzz and the whole
Disney game
gang.
that came out or whatever that's like this just all the different things again, but you're going around and like doing quests and stuff? Like but
Yeah,
it's
it's like Disney Animal Crossing kind of.
okay. I might have to look more into it and see if
It's
it's
on
worth
Game
my
Pass,
I did see that, but
and
I need more.
I want to check it out. Then I think this was leaked. Avatar Reckoning. It's an MMORPG mobile shooter.
Oh, it's a Oh, I didn't notice
It
that.
is,
I mean,
yes,
it
it
already
is
kind of
mobile.
lost me with an MMO, but like,
So
ugh.
that part was also confusing because they called it an MMORPG, but then it looks like but I'm sure there's gonna be more to come with this, but everything they showed, it was like you're joining up in these like specific multiplayer modes with people, and it didn't seem like World of Warcraft where you're just like running around. There's people everywhere. So I don't know if they're just slapping
Okay.
MMO onto like every type of multiplayer thing at this point, but
What's
I
what's
guess
the
we'll see.
limit? At what point does it become a massive multiplayer game? Like,
That's a good question.
yeah.
After that, we are getting. They didn't have a title, but it is a Marvel World War II game, which is going to star Black Panther, Captain America, some soldier, and some spy that I'm sure fans of the comics knew, but I didn't.
Captain America's the only one that makes sense.
It's not the Black Panther that like we know from the movie. It is like an older Black Panther.
Oh, Papa Panther?
Well, it doesn't. Listen, I am not exactly a Marvel fanatic.
Well,
Isn't
his
Black Panther
dad.
thing really just like a title or like it gets passed on essentially?
Well, his dad was the Black Panther in the Marvel show,
I
not the
just
in the
know that
movies.
I just know you are not the Black Panther that is supposed to be the same Black Panther that's in the MCU. It is not that character.
Makes sense.
Uh After that, Marvel World of Heroes. All I need to tell you is that's being made by Niantic, so you know exactly what it is Pokemon Go from Marvel. And
Because
it's
we need
coming
more of
out.
that.
That's coming next year. And that concluded this. I don't think this needed to happen.
No, it's like, remember when Bethesda initially came out with theirs, and it's like, all right, they're doing their own thing. That's weird. Oh, it's got Fallout 4. All right, that's fucking cool. And then it's like,
Right.
why are we still doing this? I know you did
Yeah.
one, but they had nothing there that was like, yeah, like, yeah.
No, like there were a couple cool announcements here, but I feel like they would have felt more at home at like a Summer Game Fest or something like that.
Or if they showed off some like Spider-Man 2 or like
Or
Wolverine or
yeah,
something like that.
no, there was none of that in sight, which is really what I thought would be here, and it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Well,
All right, that
one down.
same was it the same day or was it like a day or two later? Was the Ubisoft Forward?
I remember hearing about the Disney thing, but only caring about what they were going to say Assassin's Creed wise for the Ubisoft Forward.
So did you watch this one?
I watched the Assassin's Creed part, but let's just bounce back and forth because Ubisoft is just Ubisoft, just sexual harassment and bullshit.
I am Yes, that is always worth noting that Ubisoft has had a lot of problems like that. I'm gonna start with Mario.
Of course, you're going to start.
I am because of the next one for you.
Fuck you.
Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We got a bigger look at this. I don't know why they did this. They had whatever game like head was on that game in a very clearly green screen world of like the world behind them. So like the dude was just standing in like the Mushroom Kingdom, and then the next one was just like on a boat that was like green screen from the game. Anyway, They showed it looks like it's gonna be more overworld puzzles, which I like that because the first one was basically just like the block pushing thing. And then they showed way too much of this fight against these two giant wigglers, and the fight looked really cool. It looked like unique. I just
Are
didn't
the
need to see
Wigglers
the
those
whole fight.
cactus things?
No, they're the giant caterpillars.
That's what I meant. Like the caterpillar cactus things.
No, they're not. No. You're thinking of the thing that like stands up and is all prickly. It is not that.
And it does like this as it's going across Mario Kart.
Yeah, no,
Does like a little shimmy.
that is not a wiggler. It is literally like it's a caterpillar. Like, and it gets angry and red, and then it runs around real fast.
Let's go to Google.
You will recognize it. They also announced that there will be 3 DLCs for the game.
I recognize it.
Yes. One of which will be Rayman is going to be in Mario and Rabbids, which makes sense because that's how the Rabbids started, but that's a cool crossover.
That's cool.
All right, Dave.
Skull and Bones is coming out November 8th still. For some fucking reason, fuck the Singapore government.
They talked a lot about it. And
why?
I didn't take anything of note because, I don't know.
Because it's not. Not even the game is worth of note.
Riders Republic. There's an update adding new tricks and that type of deal, and a BMX add-on on September 14th. So the day that this is out, but that's only for like specific people that have a specific version of the game are going to get that on the 14th. I don't know. I don't know. If you're into Riders Republic, you probably have that version.
Got a bunch of Division shit.
Oh,
Division 2 is getting a new season that's going to continue the story, if the story ever really mattered in the first place.
After that, they announced the Division Heartland, which is a standalone game in the Division universe and seems to take place like not so much in a big city, but like a smaller town.
This game has been talked about and like leaked and all over the place for like 2 years now, and we still really haven't heard too much of it until now. And even so, like, I just don't care.
It looks like more Division in a new setting.
Yeah.
So for the people that are really into the Division, like, I'm sure they'll love it, but it's not doing anything all that crazy.
We got a mobile game, The Division Resurgence. Why?
Because everything gets a mobile game.
It's got a closed beta coming this fall, if you care.
All right. Continuing that trend, Rainbow Six Mobile is having a closed beta now.
We got some, not too surprising, but we got some Netflix partnerships with Ubisoft. Netflix exclusive is getting Valiant Hearts 2 coming January 2023.
That is
also
weird. It's just like hearing Netflix exclusive for a video game.
It's not going to be the only one.
Nope.
Mighty Quest is getting a sequel in 2023. I didn't watch it.
Nope.
And an Assassin's Creed mobile game, but not, we'll get to it, but not the one that was announced. It will have no ads or in-game purchases.
Were you thinking of Mythic Quest?
I was thinking of Mythic Quest. What the fuck is Mighty Quest?
It's a game.
I don't care. It's getting I don't care. It's bullshit. Moving on. Mythic Quest is getting a 3rd season. I didn't watch it.
Me either, but the trailer that they showed for the 3rd season, like, that was the first trailer that made me go, I kind of want to watch this. But I don't have Apple Plus TV, and I'm not going to get it.
Nope.
They did announce that Ubisoft Plus is free until October 10th. There you go.
Okay. Trackmania. More Trackmania coming to console early 2023.
I think this is the first time it's coming to console.
No, there's definitely a Trackmania that I played on Xbox.
Then never mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rocksmith Plus is still a thing. They showed that, and they really love plus signs.
I can't wait for Rocksmith Plus Minus, dude.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Can you believe it? They're still coming out with Just Dance games. The only surprise is that it's not releasing on the Wii.
That was I stopped to watch the whole Just Dance thing just to see at the end if there was a Nintendo Wii symbol with the consoles.
Or a Wii U. Like, I think, was it a year or at least a year or two ago they stopped with the Wii version?
Well, it did say it showed Nintendo Switch, and next to it said Nintendo eShop, which is a weird
Hmm.
like difference to have both Switch and eShop,
Mm-hmm.
which had me think like, is it gonna be like on Wii U or something?
I I wouldn't. Nothing would surprise me with that.
No, I just find that like I'm never gonna play that. I just find it fascinating how long it was coming out on the old Nintendo consoles. All right, let's jump into really the interesting stuff with this. That Assassin's Creed got its own showcase at the end of this, and there was a lot of Assassin's Creed news.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is like all I cared about because I knew a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff was coming. We just didn't get what was rumored that I was really hoping for. But starting off, Assassin's Creed Rift is Assassin's Creed Mirage, fully officially. We are Basm in Baghdad, 20 years before Valhalla. We're going to be going back to the series' roots. It's going to be much more similar to like some of the early Assassin's Creed games, like 1, 2, etc. Up, it's still going to have some elements, but definitely not a huge RPG. It'll only have anima stuff in the very beginning and the end, but not during. From the second I heard her voice, I was
Yeah,
so
it
excited
you know right away with that voice.
right away. Shore Agdashlu, I know her. I mean, everyone knows her as the one lady from Destiny 2, but I know her as Christian Avasarala in The Expanse. Uh, awesome that she's going to be in it. She's going to be your mentor. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this game will be coming out in 2023. You get an exclusive side quest if you pre-order, which sure, that's nothing new. And it went over to like the collector's edition with a statue and some other stuff, and what looks to be what was it, the steelbook to be revealed? Was that, or do they have that
Maybe I don't
going?
know.
I don't know, but general Assassin's Creed stuff. But oh my god, it doesn't stop there. Can I just keep going? I'm the Assassin's Creed guy.
Yes. You take it away. My throat needs a break anyway.
Good. There will be a documentary going over the 15th anniversary of Assassin's Creed called Beyond the Creed. I feel like that's interesting. I don't think I'll check it out.
No, I don't
Uh,
think I will either. But it's like it's a kind of a cool thing that it's happening.
yeah. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out with its last DLC, the last chapter. It'll be a free quest line. It's going to be tying up a lot of different little storylines from throughout the game, trying to really tie it all nice together. And this is where things get really exciting. First off, we have Assassin's Creed codename Jade. It is the first, apparently, open world mobile game coming, and you can create your own character. It's in China. You can walk around on the Great Wall. There's so much to do. I want to play it because of what they're saying. I just hate that it's mobile. I get it.
Yeah, like
I hate it.
I don't. It's definitely not my preferred platform of choice. I do wonder if it will be better on something like an iPad on like a bigger screen like that, and then you can Bluetooth a controller to it. So it's
Yeah,
like kind of a more inconvenient Switch type deal.
but it's like it's too inconvenient. Like
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna stop me from playing it because it sounds very cool, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, you get to create your own character for the first time. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's cool.
There's a whole bunch of random things they started to plug. They have their orchestra. They got their podcast. Assassin's Creed is just another one of those where it's just blowing up and just where can we stick our fingers and toes? The next thing
Mouse.
got I was so fucking excited for because fucking finally. So we have Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is going to be their traditional AC1 type game, their smaller AAA. This is going to be their big AAA. They're continuing their flagship series. It is Assassin's Creed codename Red by Ubisoft Quebec, the team that did Odyssey, which I fucking love Odyssey. Finally, we're going to feudal Japan. It took fucking forever. They gave us the smallest teaser, but you're playing and you just have. I see the katana and I'm just like, ah, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I want it. Next, because it doesn't fucking stop there.
No, it really didn't.
Literally, there is another Assassin's Creed game called Codename Hexe. Although Hex is much better.
That's what I thought it was, and just like spelled HEXE, but then they said Hexe. I was like, all right, I guess that's it.
If you say so, it'll be doing like witch trial stuff, and like it's very like Wicca, and like ooh, that got me excited. I don't.
Yeah, it was just like a quick teaser.
Uh
Like they
huh.
didn't show much, but it's very clearly like, okay, there's witch shit happening.
There's cult stuff, like I mean, true cult stuff like that. But I'm super excited. This also will not be a giant RPG like the other ones, but I remember back in the day saying, "Give me an Assassin's Creed game every 6 months, I'll play it." That's what this seems like it is. I will play it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I kind of like the direction they're taking of like, hey, we will have that like older style, like just in a city stealth type focused game, and then
mhm,
also, hey, here's our big open world game that like the last three have been.
yeah. They went on to talk more about Infinity, which if I had to take a guess from, I feel like we talked about this in the past. You know how when you load up like the new Call of Duty, like more modern day
No.
CODs, it's like, all right, you can, as long as you have it downloaded, you can access COD, Black Ops Cold War, COD Warzone, and COD Modern Warfare all from the same main menu.
Okay, yes, that is exactly what I think this is.
That's what it seems like this is going to be, where it's not necessarily a game, but more of just like the home of all Assassin's Creed moving forward. So, assumingly, it'll call itself Project Infinity or Assassin's Creed Infinity or whatever, like the new game that releases, like icon image is going to be for the picture. But it seems like that's where you're going to hop in and like be able to choose where you want to go. It's a single entry point into the franchise and into the future. It seems like it's going to be a hub that unites it all together. And
So
they're also going to try to bring back full multiplayer experiences as well.
yeah, so that's where I think it gets real interesting is that they're gonna have all the old games on there, and they're gonna really try to make them all pretty much multiplayer, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I think when what you're describing, once they said like, for example, like Assassin's Creed Codename Red, their next big one in Japan is gonna be like you can buy a physical version of it, a disc like a normal game,
Which I
or you
will.
could purchase it through this hub in Assassin's in whatever Infinity is.
They had
It
like the whole Infinity thing hanging above Red and Hexe, and it's just like, yep, this
right.
is Infinity. And I'm like, all right, well, what is it?
So it remember when it was gonna be like the rumors that's a big live service thing.
It's when
Th-
you use those kind of gaming terms that it really muddies that fucking water, and it's like, all right, you're using the terms that pisses a lot of people off.
Yeah,
Can you explain it better to consumers,
it it
please?
it yeah, because it doesn't seem like a live service game whatsoever. It
It
doesn't
doesn't.
seem like
It's
a
not even a
game at all.
game.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It's exactly what you're saying. It's just it seems like a way for them to be like, hey, you can jump into all your Assassin's Creed stuff here. Buy the rest of the games right now.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna play all of them. I might not play the DLCs, but I'll play the main lines.
Yeah, it I don't know. It's happening. Why not?
Yeah,
It
why
doesn't
not?
seem offensive in any way.
Fuck it. Give me more. Give me
And if
more.
anything, adding multiplayer to that stuff is cool.
Oh yeah. Or if like
All
you could
right.
do like a whole thing co-op, like a whole campaign, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I don't know how that would work with a lot of the missions, but sure.
Dual assassination, two people. What bug
Another
now?
a small spider just fell from the ceiling onto the floor,
How does anyone record music there?
covered in spiders.
Apparently.
All right, let's move on to the reason that well, one of the reasons that the show got delayed today. Uh,
It's
so we
definitely
can
not because the Wi-Fi wasn't working for me last
no,
night.
it ended up working out this way to where we could just have a big showcase episode.
Yeah.
Uh, today, kicking things off, we had a Nintendo Direct. We're not going to go specifically in order, but we will cover everything or mostly everything, at least the
The
highlights.
the important shit.
It did open up with a new Fire Emblem game. There's a moth in here now.
Oh my god!
Fire.
I you know what? I had a moth in here before. I watched a moth fly by, so in that way we're similar. But I'm not gonna go on a murder spree.
Well, hey, whoa! I think it was justified killing the giant spider in the room. That you were saying, kill it, go kill it. Rah.
That's because I'm so tired of you complaining about it. Just deal with it or shut up.
I can't. I'm a big complainer. I love to complain.
I know. We're New Yorkers.
Fire, Fire Emblem Engage kicked off the show. A brand new Fire Emblem game coming January 20th, 2023. That's exciting for Fire Emblem fans.
What's exciting for me is February 24th, 2023 is what we're getting fucking Octopath Traveler 2. Yeah, I never finished the first game, but I put like 55 hours into it and it passed my satisfaction meter. So you know what? That's a good game.
I did not put that much time into the first one. I think the best part of these games is the art style, which is very pretty.
God, I love the art style.
Past that, nothing else really hooked me.
Every time I think of that game, I only think about you because I went on vacation and I had you pick up my collector's edition from GameStop and I had to call them.
That sounds kind of familiar. I don't really remember that.
I remember it vividly. Familiar. I said, I'm going away to Pennsylvania. I need you to pick up this game for me if you don't mind. I might have to call and then let them know that you're coming in. And then I called them and then you picked it up. And that was that.
Sure. I believe it.
Good.
Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. Final Bar Line.
What a fucking name.
February 16th, 2023. It is a rhythm Final Fantasy. Well, okay. It is all the Final Fantasy games made into a rhythm game. So you can play through all the classic songs from Final Fantasy with there's some music packs that are coming that will have like Octopath Traveler music, for example, or other Square games. But it's going to have like, I think it was 375 songs.
Damn.
And then, you can get all these add-ons or like the season pass that will end up adding, like you'll have over 500 songs at the end of the day.
That's why I threw this on here, because I saw a rhythm game and I'm just like, let them go.
Yeah, I am. It looks like fun. It looks like a lot of fun.
I'm still waiting for fucking, what is it? Rhythm Sprout or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that game was cool.
I still think about it. That and the Last Hero of Nostalgia.
Yeah, they don't have release dates. I check every month for these things.
I want. We got some sad news. Switch Sports Golf has been delayed to holiday 2022.
The cool thing is they're having a bunch of the Wii Sports courses in there. They're adding that, so that's cool.
Seems like a bogey to me.
Wow. That's on par for Nintendo.
God,
Pikmin.
we're amazing.
Yeah, we are. We got some Pikmin news. They talked mostly about their mobile game, which is it's Pokemon Go, but Pikmin and planting flowers. I don't know, whatever. They announced Pikmin 4, which we didn't really get to see much of, but it's coming in 2023. I never played the third one, but I enjoy Pikmin.
I never played any of them.
They were fun back in the day. I don't know how the third one was, but 2023, cool.
We got a new Bayonetta trailer. Game's still coming out October 28th. That's good, at least.
Yeah, I like how they framed it as a lot of like, the first game, she fought for herself. The second game, she fought for her friend. The third game, she fights for the world.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be moaning in that title screen.
Oh, I hope so.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. They're prettyfying the Return to Dreamland game coming February 24th, 2023. Oh, I see what. Okay, yeah, I want to see why you're pausing because I'm going to talk about the next one. Breath of the Wild 2 is not real. It is The Legend of Zelda Tears/Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm voting for Tears.
I was on Tears, and then you explained your side, and I was like, okay, that actually makes more sense because I thought Tears. I didn't even know this was a debate until he started to tell me about it. I thought Tears because I just didn't even think about it because my thought was, oh, you're up in the clouds, like there's the whole like cities in the sky, and the clouds rain, so it's like it's crying on the kingdom.
And I'm like, wow, parts of the map have been torn away and brought up into the sky. Parts of that kingdom have been torn away.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But they didn't say it themselves, so I guess we don't know for sure.
Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom 2.
No, there's nope. May 12th, 2023. So still the first half of 2023. That is exciting. The game looks cool. It does start with like the trailer they showed, like jumping off an island and then soaring straight down, very Skyward Sword like. So I wonder if they're going to be bringing elements of like the sky map, like traveling around it at all.
Oh,
We'll see.
gotta.
They were definitely showing some different ways to climb up into the sky, which I assume like new what did they call the fucking like tablet thing that you used all your abilities from?
The Shinique, the Chinook, the
No,
Shushik,
the Sheikah Slate. That's what it
Sheikah
was.
Slate. See, all I had to do was just make some noises, and you got it.
It brought me there.
Yeah.
I assume it's one of the new abilities. I assume all the new abilities are going to focus on the fact that you're in the sky now. But yeah, this game looks cool. I'm very excited for it. And first half of next year.
Unless it gets delayed.
It might. And we definitely knew when they were like, we're aiming for holiday 2022. That was like, no, that's not happening.
Nope.
There was no confidence at all in that.
Like 3/4 of this year was, we're aiming for this date, but they were saying it's got to be this date.
Yeah, but if they're aiming for that date, it's not happening.
In the mix of everything, there were just some random things that are finally coming to Switch. We got It Takes Two, Resident Evil 8, and 2 and 3 remake, Sifu, and Tunic. Those are the only ones that I felt like were really important enough, and even then, whatever.
There were definitely some other ones that are coming to Switch. They showed there was they showed some more Harvestella here. I'm pretty excited for that one. There were way too many. I don't know if it's just because like Stardew Valley. Yes. Stardew Valley happened.
Well, look, man, we're in the trend. We're in that gaming trend where it's like every few years they focus on shit. We're in the farming sim and fucking samurai age, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't like. Hey, I'm not going to complain about the samurai stuff, especially as we talk about the next conference, which had a lot of samurai stuff, and that
it's definitely more exciting. But it's like it's been 2-3 years. I'm already sick of samurai shit.
There's a lot of it right now, but all of the farming games look. So I will say, Harvestella I think looks cool, but that seems to have more of like an actual like grand story to it.
Mm-hmm.
All these farming games, there were so many. One of them was like what is it? It's not Harvest Moon anymore. It has a new name now, but it's Harvest Moon. What was the fucking name of it?
Fae Farm?
No, it wasn't Fae Farm. That was just a farming sim with fairy people instead.
Is it that like something
new Harvest Moon?
Daylight Vagai some?
Okay, so it's Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life is being remade, and it's called Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life.
Oh.
So Story of Seasons is Harvest Moon. That's happening, but it's still just like it. I don't know. Harvest Moon was obviously a novel idea in the past and like its own thing. But now like there's so many that are just that.
But a little better, and no one cares anymore. So it's like, let's change the name and try to get back in there.
There must have been 4 or 5 farming sim games at this thing.
Literally.
All right, let's talk about the PlayStation State of Play that was almost throughout. It opened up a little cold for me of just like, okay, like it's not that this is bad, I just don't care about these. And then it went hard after that.
I ended up throwing the exciting things at the end.
I see that. So again, this will not be in order. This is just going through it. You started off, Dave. I kind of closed us off there.
So we're getting Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition coming to PSVR 2. I never got to play the original, but like anything Star Wars VR, it's just like, yeah, I want to do that.
I know it's hard to demo VR in these things.
Yeah.
But there was something about this one specifically that the headset was very shaky. I don't know if you noticed the camera, it was very like rapidly like up and down.
No. Interesting.
After that, Demio, is that how you say that?
Yeah, Demio.
Is coming to PlayStation VR 2. Why did that name seem familiar to me?
Because it's already out.
That's a thing that already exists?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why it says it's coming.
Gotcha.
They showed a little Hogwarts Legacy, showed a new trailer with an PlayStation exclusive quest, and to which when I saw this, stop it, stop. It's just stop. It's bullshit.
I'm glad I'm getting this on PlayStation because this actually looked pretty cool.
It does, and I'm not getting it on PlayStation. And you know what? Fuck that. One mission? Like, I still think back to, like, granted, when PlayStation had Bungie and Destiny, it's like, oh, we're having exclusive. Like, that makes sense. Go fuck. Maybe it's just Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter.
That
off.
is definitely tying into this a lot because this is not new at all with these exclusive quests, especially with PlayStation. It was what didn't Assassin's Creed have a PlayStation or an Xbox exclusive quest not too long ago?
I don't fucking remember. I never play them anyway.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's like a whole haunted Hogsmeade shop quest line.
Yeah, it looks sick.
That just to add on to it, that shop will only exist in the PlayStation version in general.
Like, fuck you, fuck off.
Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, wow, I'm glad I'm getting this on PS5.
Like, what a dick move.
Then we got the first look at Pacific Drive, which is a Ironwood Studios debut game. I don't really know how to describe it. It was a first-person driving game that almost seemed a little simulator-esque in the beginning with like taking care of the car. But I don't know. They called it like a drive through hell, and it is that because it's clearly like post-apocalyptic. There's some sort of virus outbreak happened. But then, like, shit is just, like, shooting up from the ground as you're driving through things. It looked cool. I was into it.
I saw someone describe it as a road-like, and I like that.
I don't really know what that means. Like, but sure.
Driving on a road, it's a road-like.
Sure. Why not?
I like that. Sony has come out explaining that PlayStation All-Stars, how it works, and confirmed it'll start rolling out in various regions later this month. I don't care.
No, I don't know. If it's like a free thing that you could just have, so why not? But it just seems like an extension of trophies, essentially. More interesting trophies, if anything.
Yeah.
Bandai Namco, new mecha game, Sin Duality. This looked cool. It was very colorful.
It does look cool.
It was, yeah, like you're gliding around this very pretty world on your mech. There's like bright pink crystals you're harvesting for some reason. And then they showed like the girl that was with the mech is maybe not a girl, but like a hologram type deal. I don't know. I don't know. It looked very cool.
You remember Project Eve?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. But it's back. And
yes. No.
PlayStation.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
PlayStation is going to publish it. It's going to be called Stellar Blade now. It was first debuted at last year's PlayStation Showcase, and it'll be coming out in 2023.
It looked cool then. It looks even cooler now. I was excited for this. This looks cool.
It does look good.
Sony is publishing Rise of the Ronin from Koei Tecmo. Is this? Do we know Rise of the Ronin? Was this one of the samurai games that we knew about?
Nope. This is my first time hearing about it as of today.
Well, it's a PS5 exclusive coming in 2024. More samurai shit, but I don't know. I'm on board with it.
Neo 3.
It's kind of like the how we went through a little bit of like a Norse phase that just happened. That's another one of those settings that I'm like, I could dig with this for a while. I like the setting.
Yeah. Time for the good shit.
So we got some good shit.
I'm excited as fuck. Yakuza Ishin is coming to the West on PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, when they started to, I don't know why maybe it's just because it's where my head is at all times. But when they started to say like the first time coming to the West, and it was like when it started with that, I was like, is this gonna be that game? But no, why would it be that game? And then it was that game.
I'm glad it's not the fucking, what was it, Dead Souls or something? Yakuza
Yeah, well,
Dead Souls?
that wasn't a Japan exclusive though, right? Or like
No,
only
but
released in Japan.
God, imagine they remade that game.
I mean, I would get it.
I I played like an hour. I could not. And I
Yeah, I've never
love
played it, but I
Yakuza.
would get it if they remade it.
Yes, I would too.
But yeah, it's just very interesting just seeing Kiryu as just like a samurai.
God, I've wanted to play this game for so long.
Yeah, it has the gang is all here. Like they're
Yeah.
it's got I think it's what Yakuza 1 through 4 is characters from them because I think it came out after the fourth one, right? Does that sound right?
I feel like that would make sense, yeah.
Because it has the main villain from 4, and then it also had like Nishiki was there, but then it also had Saejima, who was first from 4. That he was introduced in 4, right? Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I think
So I think it's 1 through 4.
there's so many fucking characters.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's 1 through 4. Either way, like sure, Kiryu had a different name. Is this supposed to be their ancestors, or is it just a wacky world?
I want to say it's the answers. Isn't his name Kyo?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Kiryu and then like something with an R.
Whatever, man. Just Kiryu!
Sure, yeah, I'm down. I'm down with it.
Kiryu-chan?
Oh, this reminds me. Also at Nintendo was Fist of the North Star rhythm game. Or
I
like
heard
exercise rhythm game.
Yeah, it's like a boxing sim.
Yeah, but it's like you do it to the timing of the music and like the symbols appearing, but you're like you're doing that also was kind of like I might play that.
I'm still sour over the Fist of the North Star game that
Oh
came
yeah,
out on
that game was
PS4.
not that good.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm next. That's
Yes.
yes. Tekken 8 was announced. Sure, I don't know. Cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Or
I'll
well, it was previously teased at that one the one of the big fighting game convention things.
I don't
The
watch
tournament.
that. I don't care.
It was teased there that like it was happening and then like officially announced now.
And finally, because for some reason it wasn't at fucking Summer Games Fest, we got a trailer for God of War Ragnarok. Yay!
Woo! It was a good trailer. It got me like excited for this game.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, it showed over some of the gameplay, still going with that one take. Fuck, I'm so excited. The action looks awesome. We're getting a themed controller as well that Dylan wants to buy.
Yeah, okay. It does help that I didn't tell you this. One of our we basically have like two main ones now. I got like the cool blue one. It's a shade of blue that I really like. And then we have one of the original white ones, and the R2 is super loose on it all of a sudden.
Oh, so
like
if gotta get a new one.
If I have to get a new one, I might as well get the cool God of War one.
Yeah, it is fucking dope. But God, I just gotta say the end of that trailer, I watched it like 4 times. That shit. Oh God, I was on Twitter just like rewind. Just him and Thor throwing their fucking shit and then calling it. Ah! I can't wait.
I am really interested to see what they're doing with Atreus, because this like story wise, this trailer was really hyping him up as like even like I won't say it, but the end of 2019, right? 2019 is that when that game came out? 2018, that God of War, the end is like revealed who Atreus like is in Norse mythology. Like he plays a bigger role.
You saw who was sitting next to him at the end of the trailer.
Yes, so like he is playing that role, but they were very much so like he was telling Kratos like, you have to trust me, like just trust me on this, like follow my lead. And it was like interesting seeing that like they seem to be giving the reins to Atreus a little more, which from the first game people have thought like, is this how they move on from Kratos? Like, is this how they pass it along? Which I don't know if they like, can they even do that? Like for the franchise?
Not yet.
No, and like I don't think it would be this game, but it does kind of start planting those seeds a little bit.
Son of War.
Hey, you know, if they pass on to Atreus as the main character and called it Son
Boy
of
of
War,
War.
yeah, I would be on board with that.
I would play Boy of War. I would play every single
Yes.
game.
Or it's a God of War still exists, and then that's the spinoff is Boy of War.
I'd play it. But it's like a tactical card game. I'd play it.
What? Well, okay, you're kind of losing me a little bit.
Because why not? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well,
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
I have to erase some of that, but that part stays. Hey, don't worry, people. I'm doing stuff in the Google Doc that we share. Let's move on to the rest of the news here. This is a doozy of an episode. We haven't had a long one like this in a while.
I know. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping it goes at least 15 more minutes.
Why? So we can actually hit it to midnight? I don't know if we will because we only have a few other news stories. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty is an expansion that's coming out in 2023. Keanu Reeves is back. That's all we kind of really know. And they did say that this is the only planned expansion for this game. Because I know people were thinking like they were tying it into like The Witcher had two big ones. So they thought this would follow their steps, but like no, this seems like it's gonna be the only big like story add-on expansion to Cyberpunk.
Which, whatever, I'll play it. I mean,
I will play it too.
There's another article saying that like they plan on continuing Cyberpunk and like the IP and just really building off of it as time goes on and like really continuing the brand. So I'm down. I'll play. I still really enjoyed this one.
I enjoyed the game too, especially like once some things got ironed out, like tech wise and like bugs and stuff. I wonder if this game, at the end of the day, even with its launch, like had good sales numbers.
I feel like you would think so. Even like I feel like it's hard to say with the whole PlayStation refund situation, but like,
oh yeah, that's true.
This was still, at the time, one of the biggest games ever coming out.
Yes, it was definitely one of the most hyped games of recent years.
Yeah. We got some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news. It adds a Let's Go auto battle mechanic. So as you're running along, say there's like an item or just a battle, you could just toss your Pokemon out, let them fight the battle for you, or just collect an item, and then just run away. And, they'll come back.
Yeah, that,
I think it's only enhancing on what Arceus did, where it's like, you'd be running around, you'd throw your Pokeball or Pokemon at, like, the chunk to try to get it, and then just keep running, or, like, you're on Weird Deer, and it's like, toss, let's go, and it's like,
So, we're both not totally on board with the fact that, like, it's bringing back the classic turn-based battle instead of the more, like, what it was in Arceus, which is just, like, you could stealth catch things and, like, all that stuff. But this, I find this aspect exciting.
Yeah.
It's just even more of just like hey, I have to battle these certain Pokemon or something for the. I don't know how the Pokédex is gonna work in this one, but
I don't know.
You could just like throw Pokemon out and be like, just go fight. I'm gonna go over here and do my thing. Like,
yeah,
that's cool.
Absolutely. I'm still on like a Pokemon high. Part of me wants to just go back and just play some. Not only just play some Arceus, but just play some Brilliant Diamond. I want more Pokemon. Give it.
I could definitely see going back to Brilliant Diamond. I would think it's probably better at this point to hold off on Arceus with this game coming out in like 2 months.
I know, but it's like, even what you said, the tweet the other day, and like I started listening to the pod again and how we were talking about it, and just thinking back, as of right now, honestly, I want to say Pokemon Legends is still going to be my game of the year at the moment. I am just so... Out of every game that's come out, there's been a lot of disappointments, there's been a lot of delays, but that game is just... God, it's so good.
So, I think this year's game of the year will be interesting, because last year, like, I know Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't necessarily your number one game of the year,
but it really had things to it that was like, damn, this stands out and people need to play this for this reason.
Right. Like, we were very much so on the same page with that, to where there wasn't much debating.
No,
this is going to be a different year, I think.
absolutely. Especially
So,
with what we've played and had time to play.
yes, it is. It's been a year. It's been a very interesting year, and the games we played have been very different this year. I feel like last year we played a lot of the same games. We have different arsenals this year.
Absolutely. And it's going to be very interesting. And there's still some more year to go.
Yes, there's a lot happening in these last few months. You know what? While we're on the topic, I'm just gonna tease. We did like some guest posts last year with Game of the Year, where it is growing tenfold. It
Double,
is.
triple. We're almost quadrupling it.
We are at this point. We have over triple the amount of guests as last year, and it's just gonna be even more of that. I don't want to throw out specific numbers, but we are definitely gonna have like at least 50 guest posts happening, which
Gotta
is
love it.
last year we had like 8. So,
It is literally insane.
yes,
And
and it
all those props go to Dylan for being a fucking badass with this podcast.
thank you. I enjoy the work of it.
Good. I mean, you do insane content and commitment to this thing.
Well, we're expanding our Game of the Year to more than just podcasters this year. And I have aspirations that we've talked about a little bit of really expanding it. I don't know if we'll get that far with it, but there will be a lot of people, a lot of different people, a lot of new shows, a lot of
We get to find out
content
what
creators.
game is the cream of the crop.
I think this little hub area we make on our website will be very cool this year.
So
with a
don't
lot of
forget to
different
tune
faces.
into this holiday season Offshore Gamescast /Infinity.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. That's okay. Anyway, we have a war. The console wars are back, baby.
I know what side I'm on.
Jim Ryan, Phil Spencer are fighting.
Ding ding.
So Jim Ryan was like, I wasn't gonna go public with this whole thing until Phil Spencer brought it into the public. So okay. Microsoft is in the process of acquiring Activision Blizzard. It is almost certainly going to happen. Like, of course, there's business roadblock shit, but it's going to happen. It's going to be
Gotta love
finalized.
business Roblox.
Business Roblox. I'm imagining it's just Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer fighting in Roblox.
It's like, oh, whoever gets down the slide fastest gets Call of Duty.
So there is that deal in place already with PlayStation and Call of Duty that we know about for like the next 3 games. And Phil Spencer offered PlayStation another 3 years on top of that. And like, that's all he was going to commit to at the time. And Jim Ryan was like, fuck you.
Because he's a sour little bitch who's had his fucking grubby fingers in Call of Duty for how long now? And he's like, I'm going to miss that money.
Let's also not sit here and pretend that if PlayStation or Sony was acquiring Activision Blizzard, that all of those games would not be strict PlayStation exclusives.
They would. And Xbox...
They 100% would be.
Xbox is so far on the side of just, hey, stop being a dickhead. Let everybody play. But at the same time, you know...
And from what I understand, it wasn't like... Maybe it was. Obviously, we're not sitting here listening in on phone calls between Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer, so we don't know exactly how this went.
I feel like behind the scenes, Phil Spencer's like, he's got his fucking like hood on, and he's like, he's got like blood dripping from his cheeks as he's like just got done eating dinner, and he's like, what do I want to buy now? And then he comes out on stage and he's like, hello everybody,
yeah,
I'm your favorite Uncle Phil. It's like, Uncle Phil.
So I don't believe this was phrased as like, you'll get 3 more years of Call of Duty on PlayStation and then never again.
Yeah. Because the whole thing of Xbox is like, we want everyone to be able to play. Granted, let us have a little more favor, but we're not trying to restrict people. They said they want to do the same thing that they did with Minecraft, which was they put Minecraft on PlayStation. Like,
right. And I think business-wise, it makes sense that Call of Duty, once this deal happens, will obviously, I'd imagine, be Game Pass day one. And then if you want it on PlayStation, you have to spend the 60, 70, whatever they're charging for games when that happens.
Yeah.
And like, that would make sense business-wise for Microsoft because, hey, we either get people subscribing to Game Pass to play Call of Duty because people are going to play Call of Duty, or people on PlayStation are going to be spending full price game for it, and we get our cut of it.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation's obviously unhappy because a lot of people are just going to play it on Game Pass, and they're going to make less money or their money's going to go directly to their competition.
Yeah.
So I don't think this was phrased as like, you're going to get 3 more years of Call of Duty. That's what we're offering. And then we're going to take it off. I'd imagine that was just more of like we are going to commit to 3 more years of it on PlayStation. And
yeah.
who the fuck knows what the gaming landscape is going to look like in 3 years?
I don't fucking know. Maybe we'll have Switches with legs.
I hope not.
They're just chasing you.
Yeah, I don't want that at all, actually.
Play me, play me!
No, I wouldn't.
And then after an hour, you should take a break and go outside.
That's all it really is. It's trying to get you outside.
Yeah. Come on, go play Pokemon Go! Halo. Bye-bye. Bonnie Ross has left 343 Studios. She was the boss of Halo. She's currently attending to a family medical issue.
Hope everything's okay. That's sad.
Yeah.
All right. This is interesting, especially with the announcement of the Yakuza thing, that RGG is having its own digital showcase. RGG Summit 2022. It is going to be happening the day that this episode comes out at 12 p.m. So September 14th, 12 p.m. Eastern. I would imagine Yakuza 8 is here, or whatever they're going to call Yakuza Like a Dragon 2, whatever it is. We've already seen plenty of like little leaks or teasers for it. We know what's happening.
I'm just so fucking pissed that I'm not more excited.
I am. I think I might be more excited for the Samurai remake thing, because I would imagine that's going to be sticking with the action gameplay.
Hands down.
Or I would be more excited for. I still have to finish Lost Judgment, but I would be more excited for a sequel to that at this point, just because the turn-based combat really wasn't doing it for me in Like a Dragon.
Literally.
And I feel like it definitely went backwards with the like Yakuza. The later ones got to the point of, hey, when I run into an enemy, I'm not forced to do the fight. I could just keep running. And Yakuza Like a Dragon went right back to, oh no, these enemies are always going to respawn on these streets, and it will be very annoying to avoid them. And once you're in the fight with them, like, the fight's happening. You can't just run by them.
To be honest, I don't know how this wasn't one of those like decisions that was made, tweeted out, and then got a shit ton of backlash and immediately reversed. I have no idea how.
It was like universally praised, the new combat system. And maybe it's just because it's of who we are. We're weird. I don't know. It didn't.
We're just the dumbass Americans who only like our FPS games and don't know anything that art is.
Hideo Kojima does not make Yakuza. All right. Notable game releases. We have a few. Starting with Wayward Strand, September 15th. Also, check out a review on September 15th. It is coming on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So the whole smorgasbord.
Same day, September 15th, we are getting Metal Hellsinger coming out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, a very different style from Wayward Strand. After that, September 19th, Return to Monkey Island comes out on PC and Switch. I did not realize it was only PC and Switch.
Yeah, right?
Interesting.
I mean, here's the thing. I use Games Radar for a lot of like the game releases, and I'll look at it and be like, it's only releasing on this. And then I'll go like Google it and be like, I don't know. It says it's releasing on all these other things too. But I looked it up and it's like, yep, PC, Macintosh, Switch. And I'm like, all right, I still won't play it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Dylan, what are we going to do for the next 55 seconds?
I don't know. You got any stuff? You got any I have, well, Dave's not here anymore.
I'll come by and I'll use a hammer.
The studio that I talked about at the beginning of this season, and we are now approaching the end of this season, it has officially started, so hopefully sooner.
We were talking about the studio at the beginning of season 2.
Oh God, yeah, this is season 3 now. Shit, yeah. It has been that long.
Yeah,
So this hopefully means sooner rather than later. At the very least, the podcast should hopefully have some video to it.
that'll be very exciting. I'll definitely be excited
Yes.
to come down and see it.
Yes, it will be. We have ideas for it. It's small, but we're working with the space we got. Dave is doing a countdown to midnight. Happy New Year.
Nope, new guess the game.
Are we gonna do it live? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, and I swear I feel like I know what it is.
Okay, well, let me pull it up on my phone here. This is
First try! First try!
okay. I'm refreshing. Shit. Not first try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second try. I guess the first one the first time.
No, dude. I've played so much Assassin's Creed 2. As soon as I saw that thing in the bottom left corner, that little thing on the ledge, I'm like, that is 100% one of those rooftop hiding spots for when the guards are chasing you. I love Assassin's Creed 2.
I thought it was Assassin's Creed 2, but then it did the thing where I started typing Assassin's Creed, and the first one was the one that popped up. So I was like, so it must be. Nope. Okay, well, you're off to a head start for this week.
Yeah!
That's right. The next one will be like an obscure Nintendo 64 game that I know right away, and you're going to be like, what the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck? Glover? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I knew Glover like almost right away.
I'm like, I don't. I saw a glove on like the fourth or fifth picture, and I still didn't even get it till the fifth picture.
Glover.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so fucking good. Show guesses. It's the only one because I'm the best.
Wow. Alrighty. Let's end this. It's been almost 2 hours. It is now midnight.
Classic epi.
Yeah, I get to get this all together and the website, and then I have open and close tomorrow. Oh boy, good thing we're not doing video yet because Dave is being a bad boy, and I'll leave it at that. I'll let your imagination run wild with that one.
Yeah, I gotta go to school tomorrow.
Oh, the baby's going back to school. You're gonna play Kenta's RPG time, Legend of Wright with your little school buddy.
No, I have 60 multiple choice and true or false questions I have to answer for my section final.
You're gonna get a B+.
As long as it's passing, all I know is this will be the first assignment that I'll hand in that won't be 100.
You don't know that.
If it get 100, that's pretty cool, but I don't think I will.
Let's finish this, Dave. Let's end this.
Let's end this. I quit.
What?
I don't know. How many times have we threatened to quit?
I don't know. I have to end the episode so I could talk to Dave about this and talk him out of it.